In this section, I will discuss the draw feature of Triumph VS. Draw is the feature that can create point or assemble points into a parcel or a polygon. To reach the draw menu, I can click the draw button of the home page, or I can click the pencil icon on the top right side of the current map. The coordinates of the center or the cursor are shown in the bottom of the map. When we go to draw, we have the option of selecting the coordinates of the center as the point that we want to register in Triumph VS database. Keep this cursor position of the map in mind as we are going to refer to it later. I click the draw icon to get to draw screen. In draw screen, currently we have draw points and draw polygon. We will add other features later. To draw a point, click the point button. In the add point screen, we can give a name, a type, a symbol, and up to 5 attributes to the point. Also, we can select the layer that we want to store the point. In here, I select layer 1. There are 3 ways that we can give coordinates to this point. We can copy from the list of the points that we have in Triumph VS database, or we can manually type in the position, or we can take the current position of the cursor from the map that I discussed earlier. To copy position from list, I click this button. In the select position screen, I highlight the point that I want by touching it or by navigating to it by arrow keys and click the OK button. The highlighted point will appear on the top left box. Then I click the select button to select this point. Whether I select a point by copy position from the list or manually type in or take the current map value, the coordinates of the selected point will appear on the bottom of the add point screen. Now I click the name button and give it a name DR1 and click done. Now I click create button and we'll go back to map. In map, I see all my previous points too, so I will hide all other layers to see only the points that I entered in layer 1. So DR1 is in the center of the map. I don't have any other point, so the auto scale cannot do much, and my map width stay at this 487 meter scale. I zoom in by clicking this plus sign to get to a scale of about 5 meters. Then I move the center of the map a little, so my current cursor position is at this new location. Now I click the draw button again and click point, and this time I click take current map position, and the position that I had in the map shows in the bottom of this screen. Note that my point name auto incremented to DR2. I can change it if I want, but I'll keep it as is and click create. Now my DR2 point is in the center of the screen, and I see both DR1 and DR2 in a map that has a scale of 1.64 meter. Note that when we select from the cursor position, our height is 0. I click the draw button again and click point again. In add point, my point name incremented to DR3, which I will keep. And this time I click type in position to type the position manually. In here, I can enter latitude, longitude, and altitude coordinates manually. I enter the latitude and click done. Similarly, I will enter longitude and altitude and click apply. And we get back to add point screen, which the coordinates that I entered shows in the bottom of the screen. And I click create. Now back in the map, and all my 3 points are shown in this auto scale map in layer 1. We click draw again, and we go to draw menu. This time we want to draw a polygon. In here I click the name and give it the name of poly 1, and I click layer to put it on layer 2. Here we can add point absolute or add point relative. Add point absolute is that we need to specify its coordinate. Add point relative is that we give the distance of this point relative to a previous point. Here we are to enter the first point of the polygon, so add point relative is great. So I click add point absolute to enter the first point of this polygon. And in add point absolute, as usual, we can specify name. We can change the layer of the polygon to, specify a type and a symbol, and assign attributes. In here, I select copy position from list. When I go to select position, I only see the 3 points that I entered in the draw. So I click filter, and I see in here that only the points that were in layer 1 of my map were selected to be shown. So I click show all points of all maps and click apply. Now I see all the points that I had in my database. I click 56 and click select. The point that I selected, P56, it had the point name that was assigned to it before. In here, I give it the name point 1 and click create. It will go to map. In the map, I see only the points that are in layer 1. So I also click layer 2 and deselect layer 1. So my poly 1 with point 1 has been entered here. I click draw again. I select add point absolute again and click copy from list, and I highlight P57 and I select. My point 57 now has name here point 2 and I click create. We go to map again, and now I see my 2 points of polygon. I click draw again. This time I click add point relative. This is my point number 3 of polygon. I can select to be relative to the origin or relative to a point that I want to select. I select relative to origin and specify the distance 1 meter to east, and I select north to specify 1 meter to north. I can also specify the distance in horizontal distance and horizontal angle. When I entered an east-north up format, it will automatically convert to horizontal distance or horizontal angle. If I enter on this side, on horizontal distance and angle, it will do the same thing and will compute the east-north up format. Now I click create. Now in the map, you see point 5, 6, and 7 instead of 1, 2, and 3. And you see it in layer 3. I copied points 1 and 2 to points 5 and 6, and I added relative point 7 to be 1 centimeter to north and 1 centimeter to east, instead of 1 meter that I did before, so we can see all of them in a few centimeter scale of the map. Next, we click Draw again. Similar to what we did before, we can add more absolute point or relative point. And then when we are done, we can click the button End as Polygon. And we are asked to confirm, and we confirm. And we go back to map, and we see that our polygon is closed. The area is 0.39 square centimeter, and the perimeter is 3.45 centimeter. By using draw features, you can arrange and manage your points and copy them and create shapes with the points that you have in your database. As I said earlier, we will keep adding more features to draw.